everybody, and welcome back to yet another episode of Broadway World's Next on Stage, presented by AMDA and the Atlantic Acting School, sponsored by 54 Below, MTI, and the Westin New York at Times Square. It's me, your Broadway buddy, Ben Cameron. Thrilled to be back here as your host, and we're here to announce the students who have made it into the top 10 of our college age competition group. As you know, students from all over the country have been submitting videos of themselves singing a song from the musical theater canon, and you, the public, have voted. Our top 10 that we'll know tonight received the most votes in the latest voting round, which concluded on Wednesday night. So now you, viewers, have voted them into the top 10. And now it's time for our esteemed panel of Broadway superstar judges to weigh in and provide each of them valuable feedback for them to use in the next round of performances and in their life and careers at large. That next round of performances will be voted on by you, the viewing public, next round. The judges are also going to have the chance to review performances from 3 singers who were ever so close to making it into that top 10. We call them affectionately our awesome almosts. Our judges will get to select one of those 3 to move forward into the next round of competition, competing for your votes. The stakes are high this season and Next on Stage. Our top 3 finalists in both our high school and our college age competition are going to win a trip to New York City to perform in a live finale this January at famed 54 Below. Wowza, wowza, wowza. Now, who are these mysterious judges? I'm here to tell you. Let's welcome them. Broadway megastar Kyle Taylor Parker is here. KTP.
Hey. Megastar even.
Mega. Listen, you're the king of the succinct feedback here. What are you hoping that you don't have to offer this week that you feel like you've been offering in the past? What do you hope they've picked up on?
Oh, that's a very good question. I hope that there's great passion, that I don't have to talk about passion, that I can instead talk about storytelling.
I love that. Let's bring the passion. Next up, it's Courtney Reed and her Christmas tree.
Yay!
Hey, Christmas tree. Season's greetings to you, Courtney Reed.
And same to you.
Thank you so much. And what are you jazzed about this week?
Oh gosh, I'm just jazzed to see, I'm always jazzed to see some authenticity. I just really love it. And that it factor, you can't deny it. And I know a lot of these, gosh, I want to say kids, because I guess they're kids. Well, everyone's a kid compared to me. I'm old. But I'm really, really excited to see what they have in store for us this week.
Fantastic. And we rounded out with fabulous Kate Rockwell.
Hey! Oh, it's so much blur. You can't see my arms. This is all you get.
We can see them if they're here.
I'll exist in this space. I'll fix this.
It's very Judy Star is Born. Kate, we talk a lot about authenticity and for these performers to tap into what is unique about themselves to put on display. Is there something that you feel like you were able to tap into about yourself that was unique that you've used to your advantage in your career?
Oh, wow. I think that actually is my whole career. I think all I've ever done is just be myself. I think the thing about authenticity that is sometimes hard to understand as a younger performer is that we already have all of the previous versions of everybody out there, right? Like we already have a Kelly O'Hara, we already have Idina Menzel, we already have we already have a Derek Klena. We have all those people. What we don't have is the true, authentic version of the story that is told by you, individual. So that's why authenticity is so powerful, is that it tells a story that we've maybe already heard or seen in a new way. And I think MTI Week is one of the best ways to showcase authenticity, because these are songs, shows that we love, that we know very well, and we get to see them told in a new light by people, from their own perspective. That's why we love authenticity.
We do love authenticity. All right. Well, that is a very good segue. Thank you, Kate, for that, because it is MTI Week, one of our great sponsors. MTI, as we know, MTI Music Theater International is one of the world's leading licensing agencies, granting schools from around the world the rights to perform the greatest selection of musicals from Broadway and beyond, from new acquisitions like maybe Happy Ending and new releases like Come From Away and Dear Evan Hansen. MTI has a musical for every type of performer and audience, and maybe we will hear music from some of those shows tonight because all of the performances were selected by the students from the MTI catalog of shows, which we love. Viewers, make sure that you are following along today with Broadway World's Stage Mag, which you can check out by scanning the handy dandy QR code right here. Judges, are you ready to meet our top 10?
Yes.
So ready. Yes, bring it on.
Can we also talk about this light that I'm giving right now? This is
No,
really,
it's stunning.
it's all right. But enough about me and my light. Kicking us off in the top 10, let's welcome David Martinez from Queens, New York. As a student at Carnegie Mellon University, last week he sang Ilona, and this week he's back with Maria from West Side Story. Take it away, David.
Maria, say it aloud and there's music playing. Say it soft and it's almost like praying. Maria, I'll never stop saying, Maria, 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 say it aloud and there's music playing. Say it soft and it's almost like praying. Maria, I'll never stop saying, Maria.
David Martinez, that was a soaring vocal, I think. Kyle Taylor Parker, can you start us off here?
What a voice. What a way to start. That tone, such control, beautiful, great passion. Don't have to talk about that. Something to think about, especially in a song like this, no repetition without variation. You say Maria a million beautiful times, and it's this is not about the sound. It's just about the spirit. What are you doing each time? Are you fantasizing about it? Are you trying to get the pronunciation right? Are you, dreaming about the next time you get to see her? Let each of those Marias be a different event, and then you'll have a great arc to the song.
Terrific. Kate Rockwell.
Yes, that. Everything that KTP just said is what I want to say. The only other thing I'll add is that in those pauses in between the Marias, make sure the energy stays up and floating with the emotion that you're experiencing. Don't let it drop in between notes, right? The energy stays lifted and stays traveling forward just the same way that the breath does, as the storytelling does. Just because there's a pause in singing doesn't mean that the energy or the storytelling stops. So keep that in mind. But wowie, that was so beautiful. I love to see it. That's like such a great way to start this week's session off. Also noting Maria Ilona, we really like a first name lady song. That's all.
What's next? Courtney Reed.
Oh my gosh, the voice of an angel, David. Oh my goodness. Wow. I that is just a voice you cannot deny. Okay. I echo my teammates here. I would just say next time, instead of sort of indicating sort of maybe where Maria is or using kind of like your body language to show us how you feel, sort of feel it here first and let the body follow, if that makes sense. I know it's so difficult with a song like this to sort of perform in a little box, but trust and believe that we see it through the emotion, and everything else will follow. But stunning, absolutely gorgeous.
All right, we're off to a killer start. Congratulations going out to Davin. We move on. Also in the top 10 from Lakeland, Florida, Bo Bailey. Bo Bailey is a student at Florida State University. Last week he sang Look to the Stars, and this week he's bringing us Marry Me a Little from Company. All right.
Oh, how gently we'll talk. Oh, how softly we'll tread. All the stings, the ugly things we'll keep unsaid. We'll build a cocoon of love and respect. You promise whatever you like, I'll never collect. Right? Okay then. I'm ready. I'm ready now. Someone. I'm ready.
All right, Kate Rockwell, let's start with you. Thoughts for Bo Bailey here?
Yeah, beautiful, Bo. And again, another stunning vocal. Just these like soaring tenors this morning. I love it.
Wow.
I mean, vocally, you sound spectacular, and I really liked a lot of the nuance that you had in here. One of the things that's tricky about this song in general is that what's being said in the lyric is not what's being felt in the undercurrent, because he is in fact not ready. That's the point, right? Marry me a little. Do this, but not really. I want it, but I don't want it. So I want to see a little bit more of that conflict, a little bit more of that. I do want it. Like that sort of like thou doth protest is too much sort of idea. And you can hear it. It was hard for me to hear in this track. So maybe I don't know if it was better for you, Bo, or not, but the underscoring of that is very tenuous. And that's Queen Sondheim. It's just he always is writing you what you are feeling, even if you're saying what you're not feeling. So go back and really listen to that music that's underneath you. It's going to give you a lot of that agita that he's feeling, even though he's saying very confident things. So see if you can dig out a little bit more of that tension that he is experiencing between wanting this thing that everybody tells him that he should want, but not really being ready to give up or sacrifice or any of the things that come with a long-term relationship.
Love it. Courtney Reed.
Oh my gosh. Kate Rockwell, you are so fierce. Honestly, KTV, I mean, this is Broadway, okay, everybody. You're getting some, I mean, a lot of money's worth of advice. Bo, you have such a stunning voice. I echo everything that Kate said. I think technically next time, if you can, either place the music. I know this is all such a technical thing, but the music should not be louder than your vocals, right? So if it's maybe behind you, or don't put it closer to the camera. Does that make sense? But that's really all I have to say. Kate, you nailed it.
KTP.
Love. I agree. And something to help you with songs moving forward like this, I think what we're kind of talking about is what they call stakes. And that expression sometimes confuses me a lot. So something to help you kind of raise the passion, intensity, and meaning of the song. Think about what you have to lose by singing this song. What do you have to lose by saying all the things you're saying? Mm-hmm. And that might just propel you when you get to the decision of, I'm ready, right? Because you're choosing to lose all of that.
Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing.
Nice. Masterclass. Welcome to Masterclass.
Amazing.
All right, friends. Coming in to the top 10, let's welcome Lizzie Ricks from Chandler, Arizona. Lizzie is a student at Utah State University. Last week, the judges saved her when she was saying My Days. And this week, she's singing Part of Your World from The Little Mermaid.
Oh. They understand, but they don't reprimand their daughters. Bright young women, sick of
All right. That is Lizzie. Let's start with you, Courtney Reed.
Lizzie, oh my gosh, gorgeous, stunning. You're stunning. Your voice is stunning. I think with Part of Your World and any sort of like Disney I Want song, it's all really there in the music and the lyrics. And I think, especially with these characters that have just this longing for something, what they think is better, right? I think it's simple to just kind of tap into that like sweet kind of, this is so hard to explain, but that sweet kind of cliche Disney thing where you kind of just go like, oh yeah, I'm a sweet Disney character, but these are real people, right? They're like, well, she's a mermaid, but these are real living creatures that long for something the same as we do. And so I think I just wanted to see a little bit more of the longing and then the loss of the idea at the end that could actually happen for you. But you're gorgeous and your voice is stunning. I want to hear My Days now.
KTP.
So good. Wow, this voice. Jeez Louise. I think you have a lot working for you, and that's fabulous. I agree with what Courtney said. I think something to think about in your work, leave no question unasked. Whenever there's a question, really ask it, and that's going to charge you here. Also, another tiny little thought, where do you find yourself in the lyric, right? Of all these things you're saying, what lyric do you identify with? Bright young women, sick of swimming, ready to stand. Thinking about it that way might turn it into more than just a song.
I love that. Specifics. Kate Rockwell.
Yeah, I want to piggyback on a little bit of what Courtney said and maybe use words that are going to be only my opinion. So it might be a little bit like what she said, but also not, which is, I think it is such a trap with Disney to fall into what we believe a Disney princess should be, right? But it's so important, especially when we aren't doing animation, when we are doing real people on stage or mermaids on roller skates, whatever it is. We have depth as humans, right? We naturally do. We are human beings with human experiences, and therefore we are much deeper than animated characters. And so I always encourage people when they are real human beings singing Disney to allow that real human experience to give depth to the song. It doesn't have to be just pretty. It can be sort of painful. It is painful to not be able to access this thing that you want so desperately. And it's okay to feel pain and do a Disney song. It's okay to feel conflict and sing a Disney song, because that's ultimately what we would desperately need if we were doing Little Mermaid the musical. We need that depth because you're not an animation. You're not a sketch. You're a real person and you're really in front of me, the audience. So like we want to see that complexity of character, even as a Disney princess, especially as a Disney princess. Because as Courtney said, they are women. They're real people with mermaids. They're real living things with real needs and real wants and real potential gain and real potential loss too. I like, what do you have to, I'm never going to get over this quote. What do you have to lose by singing that song? Like, what does she have to lose? That's a huge risk she's taking in this want. She could lose everything. So that ups the stakes so much of how badly she wants it. So allow it to be that complicated. Allow it to be that nuanced. It was a beautiful performance. You were so stunning. I'm so glad that you're still here with us. You have so much going for you. And now I want you to dig.
Like that? That's how we're good. Yeah.
Twice.
There it is. Yeah. All right. Congratulations, Lizzie. Next up in the top 10, we have Gabe Richardson. Gabe is a student at Norwalk Conservatory of the Arts and a native of Denver, Colorado. You may remember him from last week when he sang Leave the Light On. And this time he's singing Some Things Fall Apart from Alice by Heart. Take it away, Gabe.
Sorrow calls with the evening, with the wind beneath your door. Shadows pause out the window, meet their gaze. Their grief is yours. We close the book at midnight. We know it can't be true. We look again next morning, and every word is new. And no, there is no reason. No one comes to stay. Sorrow calls with the trouble knocks on every door. Someone strays from the window on their way. The grief is yours.
All right, that is Gabe. Let's go to Courtney.
Gabe, oh my gosh, somebody cast him in Outsiders immediately. You're perfect. I really loved how dropped in you were, like right from the top. I don't know anything about this show or anything about this song at all, but I literally was like so lost in your performance. I have a couple technical things that I would like for you to do, and maybe, I don't know, maybe you did this on purpose, but when you have a black backdrop and you have really dark hair, I have this problem too, is that you kind of blend in with your backdrop, and I can't really, I'm just looking and I'm like, is this supposed to be very mysterious and dark? We want to sort of like not have to worry about any of these outside elements and just look at you and your performance. And the top of your performance, I was thinking like, is this, I'm getting like Phantom vibes. Like, I don't know what's going on, you know? But honestly, your voice is undeniable. I really think I would love to see you in Outsiders on Broadway. Thank you.
Kate.
Yeah, this was beautiful, Gabe. I also am totally in the dark about what this song is, what this show is. I don't know nothing, Jon Snow. But I did feel like, I mean, coming at it from sort of a blank space, I wish, and maybe you can take this with a grain of salt, I wish there'd been a little bit more specificity, because I still don't know what is happening in this song. I don't know if the lyric was going to help you there. I'd have to go back and listen to it a second time. But I sort of came away with like general wash of angst. And angst is a very useful emotion on Broadway. We love angst. But I just wish that, because this was the story that you had to tell, I wish we had a little bit more clarity about why there was angst, or what the angst felt, what the angst did for you. I know that in a 32-bar cut, you can't come away necessarily with complete story. That's just sort of my feeling coming out of it, is that maybe this isn't an incredible audition cut, because I didn't learn necessarily anything by the end that I didn't have at the beginning, when I don't have my own information to pull from before we started. And that's the song, that's not you, but like, as the artist, if you choose the song, then now you're responsible for the storytelling. And so you have to then like kind of provide the meat and potatoes of what that's going to be if the cut itself doesn't do it. So that was sort of my general feedback. I agree with Courtney about the backdrop. I feel like you had no hair, which I know you do, because I saw it last week. So, but you sound beautiful. You sound fantastic. The voice is voicing.
All right, KTP, your thoughts for Gabe.
Hey, I agree. I think that in an audition situation, you want, with the general song, that's just your song, you want to think, as far as storytelling is going, who am I singing to? What do I want from that person? And, you know, you can get specific. Like, there's certain lyrics. The last lyric you sing is like yours. I need to know, is that me? Like, you're speaking about your personal experience, or are you speaking to the person that you've been speaking to all along? Like, you want to change that person. I think the second choice might get you more. What I got from this was that you are very talented. You sound great. You have a deep emotional well, and I could watch you do anything. Now, change the room just a little bit.
Fantastic feedback, judges. Let's move forward. Welcome to the top 10, Gracia Wright. Gracia is from Dalton, Georgia, and she's a student at Brunel University. Last week she sang For Forever, and this week she's taking on Meadowlark from The Baker's Wife. Take it away, Gracia.
And what can I do if finally, for the first time, the love I'm burning for returns the glow? If love has come at last, it's picked the worst time, but still I know I've got to go fly away, my meadowlark, fly away in the silver morning. If I stay, I'll grow to curse the dark, so it's off where the days won't bind me. I know I leave wounds behind me, but I won't let tomorrow find me back this way. Before my past once again can blind me. Fly away.
All right, Gracia, right. Let's kick it off with Kate Rockwell.
I don't have a lot of notes. Gracia, that was stunning. I hate this song with a fiery passion, and that was so beautiful. Part of the reason I hate it is it's 28 minutes long, so that automatically was in your favor. But I thought that was really lovely. What I loved about that in particular is that you took a sort of a unique take there, and it wasn't a happy I'm going. It was a really difficult decision to make to go. And I found that really powerful and really unique, because I think a lot of people end the song with like, yay, I'm going to go. And you're like, well, which is not a bad take, not to judge that opinion. But I think it's really interesting to see it through a new lens, speaking of authenticity, and just see it done in a very genuine way, but that was not the sort of tried and true path of a very, very well-known, very well-beaten path. This song is very well beaten. But I thought that was lovely. You sound beautiful. Everything technically is great. I say thank you for that.
So well beaten. KTP.
Yeah, I say the same thing. Wow, terrific. Great job asking those questions right out the gate. You sound like a dream. And I really got a great sense of you in the song. It wasn't just like, and this is the song that we sing and this is the way we sing it. It was your version of it, and I really love that. You had moments of discovery that were exciting. I mean, everything I have to say is just thumbs up. Thanks. Great job.
All right. Courtney Reed, thumbs up?
Thumbs up. Honestly, same. I have nothing else to add other than you're stunning, you're beautiful. That voice is voicing. I mean, everyone's voice is voicing this week. I'm a gag.
It is. It's some serious vocals in here in this top 10. All right, we'll move forward now. We are halfway through judges. Next up, making the top 10, Gilbert Almaraz from Las Vegas, Nevada. Gilbert is a student at Emerson College. Last week he sang Come to Me, Bend to Me. And this week he's singing Grow for Me from Little Shop of Horrors.
I've given you southern exposure to get you to thrive. I've pinched you back hard like I'm supposed to. You're barely alive. I've tried you at levels of moisture, from desert to mud. I've given you grow light and mineral supplements. What do you want from me, blood? Damn thorns. Clumsy me. Look what I did to myself too. You opened up! What made you do that? I think I know what made you do that. Well, I guess a few drops couldn't hurt, as long as you don't make a habit out of it or anything. I've given you sunlight, I've given you rain. Looks like you're not happy, unless I open a vein. I'll give you a few drops, if that'll appease. Now please, oh please, grow for me.
Gilbert Almaraz and friends. I KTP.
Yeah, how come the plant didn't get credit in there?
Yeah.
I need to know the plant.
I love your succulents. They're great. I would say this is great. Great job. You're so charming. It's such a fun song. I wish I could have seen your eyes a little more. The plant was getting a lot of the action, which in the show I would love. But yeah, I just wish I could have seen your eyes. And one other little thought is that maybe, just maybe, the decision to give the blood to the plant could have been a harder decision. In a show like Little Shop, the stakes, it's like hard to play. So, you know, doing something wrong that you know is kind of wrong, but it's going to make your life right, I think you could have invested in that a bit more.
Courtney.
Gilbert, oh my gosh, you are so charming and so adorable. And I think the whole time I was just smiling and I was just thinking, If I were a casting director, what could I cast him in right now? There were so many things. I think you have so much going for you. There's always that question of like whether you use a prop and like if you shouldn't use a prop and where you should place it. And I think I was worried, but honestly, that really worked for me. That worked for me. My only note is that the plant didn't grow in the end.
I don't think the plants had the same
tech
training.
crew was not on their jobs.
I know. I was like, can't you get more creative and make it grow instantly? I loved it. What can I say? I loved it.
Kate Rockwell.
Gilbert, I really liked this. I thought this was really fun. I'm going to give you something to think about, and it's very specific to this audition. So, which is, it's very easy in things like this where you are centralizing so much of your energy on a plant to overstate the physicality. And I don't know if that happened here or not. I think because we were on camera, everything reads very big. And it's like this plant is right here, and then everything you're doing seems very large. So this may just be specific to the filming of the thing and the prop and all the stuff. But I wondered if there was an opportunity to still certain parts of it a little bit, so that when there was physicality, it became more of like an explosion of energy as opposed to it sort of feeling frenetic the entire time. That's a really negative word for what I witnessed, so please don't take that to heart. But like, I think that there was a lot of big physicality happening, and I wonder if we could have, in certain sections, taken some of it out, so that we might have actually gotten a little bit more of your face and your eyes, and gotten to sort of be with you a little bit more present, even though there was a downward angle plant focus. But also, I'm always of the mindset that unless you're doing a tap break, we need moments of stillness so that the motion doesn't become almost like hard to focus on from an audience perspective. And again, that is especially true when this is the only space you have to perform in, right? That would look like nothing on stage, but we're not on stage. We're in this tiny little box. So something to think about and play with. It's certainly not a you should do this, but it's just a piece of feedback to entertain or throw away.
I like it. Congratulations to Gilbert and friend. And we will move forward. Next up in the top 10, Henry, pardon me, I'll get there. Henry Q. Gregory from Clover, South Carolina in the top 10. Henry is a student at Coast Carolina University. Last week he sang My Mind. This week he's singing Let It Sing from Violet.
There's precious little really folks like us control, but you can make your music from the simplest things, and you're the one who's got to tell your soul. You've got to give it room and let it sing. You've got to give it room and let it sing. You've got to let it sing. You've got to let it sing. Woo! You gotta give it room and let it sing.
KTP, what are your thoughts for Q here?
Let it sing. Hallelujah. You sound incredible. You sound great. You're charming. You look great. It's fabulous. Some ideas for a bit of specificity to take you to the next level. Invest in who you're singing to, and what is the it? Is it a song, or is it your life? Is it love? Is it the moment? I think that there's juice for activation there if you think about what is the it. Also, love a riff. I live on a riff. Can't help but riff. I think that your work will become so much more specific if you can really get clear on what those riffs mean, right? What are you trying to say? It's an extension of speech, right? Each of those notes you're adding. What are you trying to say through those notes?
Yep. Kate Rockwell.
I just wrote down KT, can't help but riff P. That was important for me. Can't help but riff. I can help but riff. Q, I love this a lot. I mean, you sound fantastic. I mean, all the voices are voicing this week. It's wild. You all sound so good. My one thing to think about, because I agree with what KTP said, which is I think in general, songs like this as audition cuts are slightly dangerous because you're like, what are we really singing about? What are we singing about singing? Because the likelihood is this was the last 32 bars of a gigantic number, right? And we probably started with some story and then we got to going to church, and going to church is fantastic, but I have to know what we were going to church about. Like, what did we start at in terms of what KTP was saying? What are we letting sing? And the other thing is, and this is, I'm just going to give the same feedback again. What happens if the body stills? What happens if that joy and excitement and encouragement isn't coming from this and is just coming from here? And I say that because, again, we're dealing with such unique constraints visually when you're on camera. That is a different thing. When you can lap the stage because you have a stage to lap, that's awesome. Then the movement like this, it feels necessary because you have so much space to fill. Here, you are all, just by standing there, you're occupying at least 50% of the space, which means this tiny movement feels massive. In which case, it has to be incredibly specific and incredibly motivated, because in moving like this, you actually take me, the audience, away from your eyes, right? You make it hard for me to track you. So when you do it, really be specific about it. And so sometimes I wonder if there could be just that, the passion and the joy and the essence, I don't know, what am I trying to say? Effervescence, there's the word. The effervescence that on the inside, but can be just still, the confidence of stillness. It is so important on camera. It's important on stage, but it's really important on camera. So take that with as you what you will. Apparently that's gonna be my soapbox this week. But see what you can find, because there is so much power in stillness, especially in a big song, especially in something that is utilizing so much of your voice already.
Great. Courtney.
Henry, you're a star. You're an absolute star. Everyone is singing down this week. But what I would say is, I echo what my fellow judges are saying, but I would say, sing the song. Let it sing, honey, but don't let the song sing you, right? It's like, we're not here to see a concert version of a song where we're kind of, it's a different element, right? When you're storytelling than singing a song at a concert. And I think I wanted to see more of the storytelling and the specificity, but you are a star.
All right. We've got 3 spots left in this big top 10, judges. And one of those spots is going to Connor Martin, who is a student at Vertebo University and a native of Hartford, Wisconsin. Last week, Connor sang Try Me, and this week he's singing Alone in the Universe from Seussical. Aww.
I'm alone in the universe, so all alone in the universe. I found magic, but they don't see it. They all call me a lunatic. Okay, call me a lunatic. If I stand on my own, so be it. 'Cause I have wings. Yes, I can fly around the moon and far beyond the sky. And one day soon, I know there you'll be. One small voice in the universe, one true friend in the universe, who believes in me.
All right, that's Connor and Friends. This week is brought to you by plants, my friends. Let's start with you, Kate.
Okay. I'm still giggling about 2 plants in 1 week. Nothing wrong with the plant. That's not a judgment. It's just very funny because we don't see a lot of props on next on stage, and now we've seen 2 and they were both plants. Okay, what am I talking about? Connor, you sound beautiful. You look great. I know this song. It's so sweet. My thought about this is something to think about in the future is how sure is he that this is fine? And I say that not because it's necessarily the plot of the show. Like, I know that he knows that this is like a who on this flower. But I think that there's some joy in watching him overcome the social pressure that he's under. And so I wonder if a little bit more of the like, no, really, I can do this. No, really, I'm right. As opposed to just being sure already. If that might bring a little bit of dynamic activity to this song, because it can be so sweet, but it can be a little simple in the like, nope, it's going to be fine. We're friends and I don't care what they say. As opposed to what if you do? What if there is a little boy that's going like, are you sure about this? Because everybody thinks you're nuts. I just wonder if that might bring a level in an audition cut this song that we don't necessarily get to see. But I loved your performance. I thought it was really, really beautiful. And yeah, and I'm more than happy to hear you sing all of these.
Excellent. Courtney.
Connor, Hitty, those eyes cannot deny. They are like, bam! You should thank your parents. As an actor, this is really great because you have these kinds of eyes that really draw the audience in, and we're just looking for your expression, and it's just right there. It's so simple for us to like follow you, and I think that's something that you really have working for you. I really enjoyed I enjoyed this performance. I enjoyed how much joy you brought to it. I think that's kind of a rut for like almost anyone in Next on Stage. We're always asking for more joy, and I didn't have to ask for that. So, but I also agree with everything that Kate said. The eyes of Annie.
Those eyes. KTP.
Loved. Wow. So great. The joy is absolutely there. You're so charming. I think I want to piggyback on what Kate was talking about with the Little Mermaid song. I think with Seussical, there is still space for a bit of sorrow and a bit of pain. I think you have a gift in this song with the lyric, nobody knows that I have wings and I can fly, which means this is the first time you're saying this out loud. It's a truth that's being shared for us. And do you really believe it? Is that why you've held on to it for so long? And so now you have to sing the rest of the song to truly believe it. I also think you can invest in how lonely you've actually been, because the first lyric is, I'm alone in the universe. But then you have a kind of repeat, so alone in the universe. You have to know how many years you've been alone, and that this Clover is your first idea of a friend. I mean, there's a kind of beautiful sadness in that truth. And I think that will all just marry lovelily with your joy. I made up a word, but you'll be great.
Lovely.
Lovely in a lovely way.
Okay, next up, we're welcoming Dylan Markey to the top 10. Dylan is a native of Leawood, Kansas, and a student at Texas Christian University. Last week, Dylan sang My Petersburg, and this week he's singing Run, Freedom, Run from Urinetown.
My friends, you better run, freedom, run away. That freedom sun will shine someday. So then you better run. Hallelujah. Freedom sun, with the wind in your hair, you'll run to freedom's glory. That freedom sun will shine all over your freedom story. I said freedom. Ooh. I said freedom. Woo-hoo. I said freedom. Run away.
All right, we've got Dylan. Run, Freedom, Rum. KTP, hit it.
Ooh, y'all, I can't even think that high. That's some high singing. You sound great. Tremendously great singing. Good job. You're so charismatic. I almost wish the camera were a little bit closer so I could really get in there. But I understand why I was further away because you were being so physical, which is lovely. Something that might elevate this work just a little bit you're speaking to a lot of people, right? Not just one person. So if you can think about the difference in the people you're speaking to, it might give you more to play. Like, okay, this is a guy who's really not having it. Oh, grumpy face. And that will give you something to do. And then this person here is on my side. That person, well, maybe afterward we'll have dinner or something. I don't know. It'll give you some juice. And especially in a self-taped world where you're kind of in a room by yourself with stuffed animals, that we need that. We need the energy, right?
Terrific. Courtney.
Dylan, you better sing, honey. You were singing. I wanted a little bit more specificity with this performance. I really enjoyed it. I was grinning from ear to ear. I think, it's so funny. As an actor, you're given choreography and you're given blocking, and a lot of times you have to do things that feel very unmotivated, but you have to make them motivated. You have to make them make sense. And I think in some ways we never as an audience want to watch you and think that something is choreographed. We want to feel like it's happening in that moment, in that very moment. Like you just can't help but throw your arms up, And so to make sense of it, I wanted to see a little bit more of those motions and the blocking choreography to feel just like it's just happening for the very first time and in that very moment.
Love it. True. Kate Rockwell.
Yeah, Dylan, you sound fantastic. Again, like the voices this week, it's bananas. We have such an incredible vocal skill set in this college group, which is awesome. You sound beautiful. You are so charismatic. That is just so true. You just can't help but smile when you're performing. And I really respect the choice to step way far back, knowing you were going to be moving. I think that was very wise. I agree that when we get used to seeing everybody up close, and so then when someone's far away, you're like, no, I can't find you. But I respect that you respected your space. I thought that was very, very smart. My feeling about this, and it's going to be a little dumb because, guys, I don't remember what this song is about. Like, I have seen the show, but
I don't either.
Freedom Run. I don't remember. So, grain of salt here with what I'm about to say. But I think I'm still right, which is you're ultimately acting as a motivational speaker here, right? Like you are trying to rev up a crowd of people. I don't remember why, but you are. And so one of the things that I wish we could expound on in this performance is the sort of like drinking your own Kool-Aid of it all and getting almost wrapped up in your own motivation. I think what that might do is allow you to responsibly get carried away. And I think that's kind of what we want to see. We kind of want to see you let go and stop thinking and stop controlling, which will also, I think, affect the way what Courtney was talking about, where we don't want to see things that look like I was told to run here or I decided to run here. We want to see you get so caught up in the energy and the need to motivate people and the desire to motivate people that you just start moving and your body is moving and you're like, we want to see it be connected to the unbridled energy and need of whatever it is that I cannot remember of the song. So like truly, what are we running? See if you can let the reins go a little bit on this and just like really you can get carried away vocally. You're totally carried away vocally. So see if you can meld all that together and really just balls to the wall it, especially as the song gets going, and see what that does for you. See if that connects the physical and the vocal and the mental and the energy and the crowd work all together. If you don't try to control it quite so much.
All right. Wise words. And now we move on to the last of our top 10 finalists. From Dexter, Michigan, and a student at University of Michigan, Maria Elena. Rounding out the top 10. Last week, Maria sang Sister's Pickle, and this week she's singing Gorgeous from the Apple Tree. Take it away.
can say no to me now. No one is as gorgeous as
Maria Elena. Gorgeous. Let's start with Kate.
Yes. Maria Elena, you're 2 for 2 for me. I'm all over this. I love it so much. I mean this in the best possible way. Sometimes my compliments come out like negatives, but that was so weird, which I love. I love that you didn't just walk out on camera and talk about how pretty you are and then leave. You did weird stuff, which is awesome. You are totally, you are feeding me my brand of comedy, and I love it. This was great. You look great. You sound great, which is amazing because you were upside down at one point. So how do you sound great when you're upside down? I don't know, but you figured it out. And I love all of the, like, again, the non-traditional choices is the best way to say it. As opposed to saying this was weird. You can say you made so many non-traditional choices, specific choices to you, things that were very clearly of you, the person, as opposed to what you've been told this character, quote unquote, is. I am so enamored with that kind of individuality and specificity, particularly when it comes to being a pretty girl, right? Like that is so boring when we do it the boring way and so much more fun when we don't. So I'm giving you 1,000 thumbs up. If you want to think about one thing, I would say, are there opportunities in the middle of this where you can discover ideas a little bit more, like, oh my God, every studio is going to sign me. How could you not? Like, so that there's a little, even some of that, because you do a beautiful job discovering how gorgeous you are. And then once you're there, I felt like we were very comfortable there. I wondered if there was more opportunity just to discover the new things that were going to happen to you because you were so beautiful. But that is a very small note of like things if you want to keep thinking about them. Otherwise, I was on board that train the whole time.
All right, KTP.
I'm obsessed. I'm a fan. This is my brand of carrying on. Oh my goodness. All the choices, all the passion, and the choices. Here's a great example of motivating a riff with the acting. Like it was on one of the Gorgeouses. It was so thrilling, and it was motivated by a good action. I was obsessed. I'm a fan. Big fan. Something for you to think about. Also, this thing, like, I was cackling. I'm just obsessed. So creative. So great. Next thing, because I think you're ready for this, trust yourself. And every time you sing the song, let yourself have an experience of the song now. Because you know what all the bits are. Like, I think you could have just let yourself get lost in it a little more. Like, find one thing that you weren't necessarily going to do, but it works, and enjoy it. Like, if you stop yourself and laugh while you're working on this song, I think you're on to something good. And if you so choose, something to think about, nobody can say no to me now. Who said no before? I think there's something there that we can get to some guts for just a second. Great job. I love you.
All right. Courtney.
Maria, this is literally maybe one of my favorite performances that I've ever seen on Next on Stage in the last however many years. How many years has it been? Like 6 years?
Yeah.
6 years. I will remember this performance for literally ever. I was just thinking at the end, I was like, okay, we've gotten to the very end, and what I was missing is a lot of the comedy. I think that even there's so much comedy that you can find even in dramatic songs. In anything, there's comedy. And I think there's, with this, you have a song builds from the beginning to the end, right? And I think you're saying the same word over and over again. And you found all of these creative and funny and different ways of being funny to do it. And your voice was stunning. And then you brought that riff out at the end, which is also another way to like bring something else out unexpectedly. And what I'm obsessed with is the fact, just like Kate said, when literally gorgeous girls are not afraid to be ugly. I think that is actual gorgeousness. That is something that is so stunning. And I think there's a huge rut, especially for young actors, to feel like they have to always look, when you're a pretty girl, you have to always, walk into the audition room and look pretty, and you can never make your face look ugly or move your body around in a way that looks ugly. You were like, honey, you were running all over the place, upside down, back on the wall, walking in, like the hair was like this. Like, honestly, I'm obsessed with you. You are the person to beat for this competition, honey.
All right.
Run for our money, honey.
Maria Elena taking that spot, claiming her spot in that top 10.
Yes.
Congratulations to all of our top 10 finalists. But we're not done yet. In just a moment, our judges will take a look at our 3 awesome almosts and give one contestant a chance to move forward to the next round. But before we do that, I want to mention that AMDA, College of the Performing Arts, is the proud presenting sponsor of Next on Stage Season 6. For more than 60 years, AMDA College of the Performing Arts has continued to lead the education community with creative and innovative programs for emerging performing artists. You can schedule an audition today at amda.edu and study at AMDA, where artists create. And we can learn a little bit more about AMDA right now. All right, judges, it's time to meet those awesome almosts. Contestants who came very close to making the top 10, you're going to save one of them moving forward. We will run these without feedback, after which point we will have a conversation and you'll decide who moves forward. Here we go. First up, for your consideration, we have as a Towson University student, Jaden Nwako from Bowie, Maryland. Last week she sang I'm Not Afraid of Anything. This week she's singing Spark of Creation from Children of Eden.
The spark of creation, may it burn forever. The spark of creation, I'm a keeper of the flame. We think all we want is a lifetime of pleasure, each perfect day the same, endless vacation. Well, that's alright if you're a kind of crustacean, but when you're born with an imagination, sooner or later you're feeling the fire, get hotter and higher. The spark of creation.
Jaden Nwako in our awesome almost. Next up, we've got Megan Ingalls from Naperville, Illinois. She's a student at NYU. Last week, she sang I'm Not Waiting, and this time she's singing My Days from The Notebook.
These days, all we ever really get are days to dream and days to lose. I just need to choose my time. I have to run away. I have to stay. I'm gonna live a life where I am proud to say that I followed my joy, I followed my heart, I lived this wild life, I ripped it apart, I pushed through the corners with no apologies, and finally I can say I know the way. I'll say that I love the way that I spend my days.
Megan Ingalls as an awesome almost right there. And last but not least, from San Francisco State University and a native of Rockland, California, we have Michaela Capuyan Leonore. Last time we saw her sing What I Learned from People, and this time she's singing On My Own from Les Mis.
And I know it's only in my mind. heart's full of happiness that I have never known. I love him. I love him. I love him, but only on my own.
Michaela Cavillion-Leonor, rounding out those three awesome almost. And they were awesome. Judges, you have a lot to talk about. And when we come back, our judges are going to share who they are moving forward in the competition for your votes. Hang tight. We'll be right back.
At Atlantic, our aim is singular: to empower simple and honest storytelling that fosters greater understanding of our shared world. At our world-renowned Atlantic Acting School, we empower aspiring actors to fulfill their dreams. Our flagship conservatory program, NYU Tisch Studio, and many programs for kids and teens offer unparalleled training in practical aesthetics, Atlantic's technique, providing thousands of students with technical, creative, and personal rigor, and a lifelong community that fuels success beyond our doors. Alumni have gone on to prolific careers in theater, TV, and film. And our Create Your Own Work philosophy has launched dozens of budding theater companies that continue to create genre-defying work today. No matter their age or experience, our students learn to break through their creative comfort zones in service of bringing essential human stories to life. And we're just getting started.
All right, welcome back, my friends. Our judges have had a conversation, a debate, a think tank, and it's time to find out who of these three awesome almost will be moving forward. And the honors today goes to Courtney Reed. Courtney, who will the judges save to move forward next week?
This is always just really the worst part of it all, isn't it? Because you all are so ridiculously talented, and it's like if we could put you all through, we would. It was really so close. But Michaela, you are moving on. We love your performance. We love the simplicity of it. I think you took a lot of the notes that we had been giving over, I'm sure probably last week and this week, and stunning performance. Can't wait to see what you do next.
All right, congratulations going out to Michaela, who will be moving forward to compete again next week. Congratulations, Top 10. Just one more question for you next week, friends, which is, where's the party? Well, it's roaring on to Next on Stage because next week is Great Gatsby Week. Contestants, we're throwing another curveball your way. So look out for emails explaining what exactly that means. And we will be back with you next week, Friday, December 12th at 9 p.m. to announce who is making it into the top 5. Be sure to follow Broadway World on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to see when the next round of voting opens to the public on Monday, December 8th. And with that, we will say good night. Congratulations all. Thank you, judges.